Hey, it's about that time of year. Hey guys, I hope you're having a wonderful day today. If you love the Yankees but you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe, especially fun to be kept up to date with the latest in New York Yankees news, or just for plain old New York Yankees discussion. So, as we know, the Yankees are the best team in baseball with a .689 win percentage. Number one team. So how can the best team in baseball improve? Well, I mean, listen, just because you have the best record doesn't mean that you don't need to improve anywhere. Some people think the corner infield they could improve on. Some people think second base. Others think the bullpen. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So, the Yankees, who could they get? You could probably see by the thumbnail. I think that the Yankees should be calling up the Miami Marlins about left-handed reliever Tanner Scott. Tanner Scott, so far this season, a pretty solid year. A 1.57 ERA, which is very good. 7 saves, 23 innings pitched, 23 strikeouts. Has a 1.3 whip, so his whip is a little high for me. But overall, a pretty solid year for Tanner Scott. Against left-handed hitting, his opponent's batting average is 143. Against righties, his opponent's batting average is 155. Very good season so far for Mr. Tanner Scott. But what would the Yankees have to trade away for Tanner Scott? An outfielder? Maybe. An infielder? Possibly. Pitching? Everybody needs pitching. However, when talking about a potential trade for Tanner Scott, there's another team that you are going to compete with for his services, and they're the Baltimore Orioles. They're the team just behind you. They're the team lurking in the background that want to pounce on you when you're weak. And when it comes down to that, the Orioles, regardless of what the Yankees are going to be willing to offer, the Orioles will most likely be able to put a better package together than what the Yankees can. So it's just a matter of how much would the Yankees want a relief pitcher that is becoming a free agent at the end of the year? How much would they be willing to trade for him? I don't know. Now, I was throwing around ideas, right? Peraza, maybe Pereira. Maybe Glaber, but probably not. He's going to be a free agent too. They're going to want some players, young, controllable players, right? Glaber Torres, he doesn't fit under that, unfortunately. So when comparing Tanner Scott to the other lefty relievers in the Yankee bullpen, like a Caleb Ferguson, for example. Ferguson, 0-3 with a 5.30 ERA in 24 appearances, 18 2/3 innings pitched, 22 strikeouts with a 1.5 whip. Not a very good year for Caleb. I thought he was going to have a solid year for us. Well, so far, not so good. So you kind of need a high leverage lefty to replace Caleb Ferguson, and Tanner Scott does fit that bill. But could you trade Caleb Ferguson for Tanner Scott? No, the Marlins will laugh at you. So that's off the table. And also Ferguson will be a free agent up at the end of this season. So he's in the same situation as Tanner Scott anyway, when it comes to team control and free agency. But how about Victor Gonzalez? Now, I like him. Victor, 3.24 ERA this season in 20 games, only 7 strikeouts, but his whip, 1.08. So Victor Gonzalez has a better whip than both Tanner Scott and Caleb Ferguson. Victor Gonzalez, his opponent's batting average versus lefties, 143. Opponent's batting average versus righties, 162. Caleb Ferguson versus righties, 235. Versus lefties, 261. So Ferguson across the board is having a pretty shoddy season, and the Yankees will want to improve on that. They will want to acquire personnel that will perform better than Caleb Ferguson. And Tanner Scott fits that bill. It's just, what would the Marlins want? Could you package up Victor Gonzalez, who I believe has 2 more years of control after this season, and maybe a minor leaguer or 2 for Tanner Scott? Or is that too much? Maybe it's too little. All I know is this. Baltimore, they could outbid the Yankees easily. And they still have it, and they would still have a deep farm system. So I could see them being really aggressive. But you're the Yankees. In my opinion, Tanner Scott fits what you need. You can't allow Tanner Scott to get traded within your division. That's just my opinion anyway. But you guys let me know what you think about this down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. We have channel memberships in the description if that interests you. Do you guys want Tanner Scott on the New York Yankees? Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Joe, and until next time, signing out.